Hello everybody, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as Stat Momo 5 and also known as TMO5 Co. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So today's video is a very shocking one. It's shocking in the I would say it's shocking because listening or even reading the story sounded like should this have happened at all? And if this woman or if this wife had stayed at home, would she have lost her life? And it also goes on to show how, obviously, I always come up here to say, women, we should always put ourselves first, regardless of the fact that now you are married. I don't care if the person you are married to is the richest man in the world. At the end of the day, you should always, put yourself first. This is a very, very tragic story, and I'm sure you guys must have maybe heard about it or maybe watch it on different shows. So it's about a woman who, at some point, maybe traced. I will have imagined that she must have placed a tracker on her husband or something for her to be able to know the location or where her husband was. So you know what, let me share this my screen with you so we can read the story together, so that I'm not just reading it off my head. Okay, I hope you guys can see my screen. So according to this news on my screen here, it says here that a woman has obviously lost her life after allegedly forcing herself into her husband's girlfriend's home, police say. So, in a way, I'm thinking in my head, how did she know that her husband was there, or how did she know about this husband's girlfriend? Did she have a doubt? Was she suspecting anything? Or maybe obviously she's been suspecting her husband and then she decided to do something. Like I said, how did she even know that? How did she even know the location? So for her to know the location of her husband, she must have put some sort of tracker either on her husband's device or something which led her to the location where she was able to obviously go to the girlfriend's house. So let's continue reading. It says here that Nashville, in I believe in Tennessee or in 10, a woman in Nashville was, shot at and died after allegedly forcing her entry into the home of her husband's girlfriend. Metro Nashville's police say that 42-year-old Keona Wilson died after being shot inside a home on Scarf Drive. Wilson allegedly went to the home looking for her husband, who was in a dating relationship with another woman. So her husband was in a dating relationship with another woman. Guys, we're going to come back to that, okay? So she found that her husband was in a dating relationship with another woman. Automatically, I think as women, we need to come to understand that if you found that about your supposed husband, in my own opinion, that's the man already checking out. He just can't bring himself to tell you that he no longer wants to, and I believe such man, they are coward. Okay, but as a woman, if you observe that to an extent that you're actually now having to track him to his location, why are you bothering yourself? Just check out as well. Check out as well. If it's going to lead you to start tracking him to find out where he was or who he was with, you should check out yourself. I mean, this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but let's keep reading the story. So Wilson allegedly found her husband's car behind the home and used her key to move the vehicle in front to the used her key to move the vehicle in front of the house. Police said Wilson then knocked on the front door, and after some time, the other woman began speaking to Wilson through the home surveillance speaker system. Both of the women began arguing over the speakerphone whether Wilson's husband was inside. When Wilson attempted to enter the home, police said the other woman fired one shot into the storm door. However, Wilson was not struck by that bullet. Soon after, Wilson gained entry and the two began to fight. At some point, a second shot was also fired by the other woman and struck Wilson in the abdomen. Police said Wilson then left the home and drove a short distance in her husband's car before flagging down an officer outside of the Madison precinct. Wilson was taken to Skyline Medical Center where she later died. No charges are being filed at this time as the investigation continues. So I hope you guys obviously could we've all read that story there. So like I said earlier on in the beginning of the video, in the beginning of that article there, that you found that your husband, you found that he was, or yeah, he is in a dating relationship with another woman. To me, that's a sign that this man no longer wants you. He just can't bring himself to tell you that he no longer wants you. And like I said, we're in the age whereby if your relationship is not working for you, if you don't want to be in that relationship anymore, let the other party know. Let the other party know. You can't just check out alone without letting them know, without letting them know, or without even letting them know what your stance are or how you are feeling in a relationship. And it also goes on to show, I've watched other videos like one of them, man of there's a guy on there's a relationship coach here on YouTube called Man of Prestige. He talks about relationship stuff. He's a relationship coach, and where there is a need for both couples to check on each other, like guy, man, or hubby, wife, are we cool? Are we cool with one another? I don't know how often we should be doing this, but I've watched one of his videos where there was a need for couples to check up on one another, like, how are you feeling in this marriage? Is it working? Do we this? Is there anything we could do better and stuff like that? So if this woman Wilson now, if she already found out that her husband's already checking, like I believe she already found out that this man was already checked out, for her to have been able to find out the location of where this man was, and for her to have driven in there to go find the woman. It's just crazy that she went there to go find the supposed man who's meant to be her husband, and then she met her death. And the question I would like to put out to you guys there is this: that obviously the report says that no charges have been filed so far, and I would believe that the police are still carrying out their investigation, because it will be so sad. It will be an unavoidable death. It will be a loss of life that you could have avoided if she had actually not gone to that woman's place, if she had not gone to the husband's girlfriend's house. Because at the end of the day, I always say this: as a woman, even if you have evidence proof that your husband is a public dog, you don't have a business with his client. You don't. It's up to you to sit up, look at yourself and say, look, or know what, does this man actually deserve me? Because if he chooses to be a public nuisance, if he chooses to be a public cucumber, does he actually deserve me? And then when you are able to bring yourself to answer that question, like I said, you don't have any business with his side chicks. You don't have any business with his girlfriend. You don't have any business with the women outside. He is the one you have a business with, and the business involves you having a child with him. Like, man, are you checked out? If you're checked out for good, because I have got evidences of you doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. If you are the woman who wants to stay and swallow all of the pills of his nastiness with other women, it's up to you. And if you're that woman who says like, no, I'm out, he does that with other women, I'm out as well. So women, we need to start loving ourselves. So now, obviously, there's no mention of maybe they have children or not. Now she has gone to her husband's girlfriend's house to go find out if the husband was there. And I'm trying to think in my head that, okay, let's assume now that the husband was in the girlfriend's house. Did he not hear that the wife came looking for him? Why did he not come out? And also, the man, I don't know, like, it's hard to believe if her husband was actually there or not, because yes, she found her husband's car in that house. So it beggars me to believe that the man was in that house. Why did the man not stop his girlfriend from pulling a weapon? At least when the first shot was done, why did the man not stop the girlfriend from doing the second shot? And then Wilson gained access into the house. What was the role of the man in between both women? Because I was thinking in my head when I was reading that story there that, okay, was the man in that house? Was he not there? If he was not, what did he do to make sure that, what, this case did not end up with him losing his wife? And now this woman is gone, giving the husband like easy access to the girlfriend, having him forever. And in my own opinion, if that man goes on with his relationship with the killer of his wife, then is the biggest coward on earth. Anyway, like I said, guys, leave your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. And I just felt like in this story, like I said, this is a tragic reminder of how conflict, jealousy and impulsive decisions can actually escalate into an irreversible consequences. So I've got some lessons and warnings I just want us to take from it. So number one lesson and warning is this: that the danger of acting on emotion. Like I said, we are all humans, and at times emotions take a whole lot out of us in situations that by the time you've actually acted based on your emotions, you won't even realize that the things you've done were all done based on emotions. So acting out of anger, jealousy, or desperation can actually lead to a reckless decision that puts yourself and others at risk. So taking time to cool down or even seek medication or mediation is far better and far safer. I wish Wilson had done that. Also, number two is respecting boundaries. I felt like Wilson did not respect her boundary. She did not respect the girlfriend's boundary. Like I said, she had no business with the girlfriend. I don't care how long she's been married to her husband for. I don't care whatever that is going on between them. Now she has lost her life because she refused to respect her boundaries. Entry into someone else's home uninvited is both illegal and dangerous. I know nobody. We don't need to sugarcoat that. It's plain and simple. Okay, it's plain and simple. Forced entry almost always escalates a situation. I want you to know that as people have the right to protect themselves in their homes. I was watching a video, was a video on Instagram where three teen, or maybe three they are teens, I can't remember, teenagers went into the house of an homeowner to go and try and rob him. And this man came out with his own weapon, pa, 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 three of them. One of them died at instant, and the other two they were able to get them to the hospital. Eventually, the other two passed away as well, which meant that three teen lives gone like that because they went to somebody else's house to go rob. Can you imagine? Also, communication and resolution. So that's number three, lesson and warning I want to put out there. So there are conflicts in relationships, is understandable. So conflict like infidelity or betrayal, it should be addressed through open communication. Okay, it should be addressed through open communication, counseling, or even legal advice. So if it means that you are going to divorce, so be it. That's why I said that if the man is already chasing a girlfriend, dating a girl, in a dating relationship, you as a woman, that's enough clearance to show you that the man is already checked out, and you also, yeah, you should check that. But then I'm of the opinion that if the man is already checking out, it should let the woman know. Okay, so it's not through confrontation or violence, because confrontation and violence, that is what, look at where it's ended with Wilson's life. Look at where it's taking Wilson to. Her life gone because she went through confrontation and then violence. So also number four lesson I want to take is this is self-defense laws. I know in the US now a lot of things are going on there, being able to access firearm and stuff like that. So many regions have something called castle doctrine, or in quote stand your ground laws that allow homeowners to defend themselves if someone forcibly enters their homes. So it's critical to understand these laws to avoid putting yourself in a situation whereby you could be legally harmed. So I won't be surprised if at the end of the investigation of this case, Wilson's the girlfriend to Wilson's husband will walk away free, because she had the chance, she had the right to defend herself because Wilson came to her home. Now, was this an excessive self-defense? In my own opinion, yes, it was an excessive self-defense. I won't say more than that. So the last warning and advice is warning for loved ones out there. If you're experiencing emotional turmoil in relationships, please, it's important to seek support. Don't just keep quiet, whether from friends, family, or even professionals. Like, they're almost everywhere, rather than trying to resolve things through force, because using force is not going to solve anything. So the biggest takeaway I want you to take away, either as a woman or as a man, from this story is that uncontrolled emotions, boundary violations, and confrontations can end in tragedy. Now, Wilson is gone. It will be a gone if at the end of the day our husband's girlfriend walks out of court as a free woman. Okay, protecting your mental well-being, respecting other people's space, and resolving conflicts peacefully are key to avoiding such irreversible outcomes. So guys, let me know your thought and opinion in regards to this situation that that Wilson found herself. Do you think our husband would ever forgive himself? And do you think the girlfriend is going to walk away free, or she's going to be charged? Leave your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. And guys, women out there, learn to love yourself. Learn to love yourself. In my own opinion, Wilson did not have a business whatsoever with her husband's girlfriend. It was her husband she had business dealing with. But oh, I don't know a lot. I don't know a lot. I'm just putting my opinion out there. With that being said, guys, if you've watched this video till now and you've not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, comment, drop your thoughts and opinion in the comment section in regards to this case, and share this video. Leave other things that you think that could have maybe made the story not turn out the way it did. With that being said, thanks so much, guys, and I'll catch up again with you in another video. All right, bye for now. Bye.